Good morning. Let's get some shoes on. Time for some coffee. Let's go stretch the legs. I'm camped out here on Hurston. Not exactly the prettiest forest to camp in, but you know, it is what it is. Finished a contract last night and decided to bed log here. Well, behind me, this is my new Drake Clipper, a brand new ship in the verse, and I love it. Let me show you the stock components and what I've done to upgrade. So in the Moby Glass, you can see that the cooler it comes with is a blast shield, which is a civilian grade D, so not great. I upgraded this to a polar. And then the power plant, there are two power plants. They are Zapjet, also civilian grade D, so not great. I upgraded this to Dynaflux, military grade B that I had. I did both of them as a Dynaflux. Now the quantum drive is a flood, which is also a civilian grade D. So we're gonna switch that out. I'm gonna remove the jump drive, jump module, go back in here, and let's see, I'm gonna upgrade it to a siren. And there we go. So we've got a siren and shield generators. It comes with this, which is another civilian grade D, so not awesome. I have a few different options like these force walls and whatnot, but I'm gonna go with the palisade for this. Good strong shield. There we go. For weapons, this thing has a decent loadout of missiles. Quite a few missiles on board, which is nice. The stock guns, it comes with four size 3 guns. 2 are this Omnisky cannons. I'm going to switch those out for these, no, not the Badgers, the Panther repeaters. There we go. Yep, 2 337 Panthers, and then these Gatling guns on the front I'm going to put on 2 attritions. So, Panthers and attritions, a nice mix. But I've really enjoyed this ship. Oh, look at these cool plants here on Hurston. That's cool. I love this ship, honestly. It's ugly, I agree, but in a beautiful, unique way, it's also just an awesome, beautiful ship. Let's pick up a contract though. I need to make some money this morning, so let's do a mercenary contract on Hurston. There's quite a few of these. I like doing these help protect site contracts every once in a while, so let's do this one. It's not very far away, and should be a good way to start the day. Climb up here to the 3rd level of this ship. It's like a 3-story apartment building with wings. Cockpit has a pretty decent view, as you can see. It's not horrible, but it's also not the best. The sounds are great. It's got some unique sounds. The asymmetric wings that fold out, true Drake style. Alright, pretty sure this is far enough away that we're going to want to, yes, get into atmosphere. Let's do this. All right, here we go. As you can see, I've got one of the paints on it. I can't remember what is this called? Holt Camo, I think, is the name of this paint. And it is super dark and rainy, of course. We're in close to the ground. You just couldn't see it until my light was on. And I like to do these kind of stealthy, so we're going to land out here. Alright, so I have a hover bike in the cargo bay, but first I need to gear up. I'm living in the ship as my space home, so let's throw on all the gear. Some heavy armor, backpack, med pen and med gun, tractor beam, and ammo for the guns. I'm going to be carrying the pulverizer and the P8 SC. My two favorites. Alright, so we're going to go from the third floor, the upper floor, down to the middle floor. Oh, that ladder catches sometimes. We're going to cut right through here. This is the crafting area. And then the medical bay. And I'm going to set my respawn or my regeneration point to this ship. Oh, looks like I still have it set to an Idris from the org. But that's one of the best things about this ship is that it has a med bay. So it makes it a very versatile ship, especially for doing things like bunkers. As you can see, I have the hover quad here in the cargo bay. The cargo bay holds 12 SCU of cargo, which really need to be 2 or 1 SCU boxes, but you can get a hover quad in here fairly easily. It's easier to get it out with a tractor beam, but that's true of really most ships. There we go. Man, it's dark and rainy out there. So let's close the ramp up here. There we go. Hope I don't die on the hover quad. There's actually probably a much higher chance of me dying on this hover quad than there is of me dying in the bunker, to be honest. These things are dangerous. But at least we've set the respawn point to the med bed in the clipper. But there it is, out there in the dark. Let's head over to this bunker and help protect the site. Alright, I have stopped about 100 meters away. Wow, it's dark. Hurston gets so dark when it is raining like this. But we're going to go in on foot here. Let's see. Yeah, I feel like I just need to keep the light out, but let's try with the monocular first. This is not a night vision monocular, but see what we can see. I don't see any guys. It is far too dark. Alright, we've got some guys, yeah, over here on my right. I'm going to try to get up on top. Alright, here we go. Up on top of these boxes. Got a vantage point. Couple guys on my right over here. Bah. Sometimes the boxes seem to block some of those shots if you're too close to the box. Like that. There we go. Hitting the box again. Box. There we go. 4 guys down. Let's head inside. Man, it is pouring rain. Crazy. I think the rest of the hostiles are down inside the bunker, so heading down. feel like NPCs hit harder in this patch. That guy was asleep at the wheel. Man, I like the pulverizer. Silence P8 is awesome too. Oof. All right. All clear, everyone. All clear. Gonna do a little bit of looting and then head back to the ship. All right. Everything looks clear here. You're welcome, gents. You're welcome. All right, let's head back to the ship and try not to explode. At least it stopped raining. So many rocks. Can't quite see where I'm going. No, 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 no. Of course. But hey, I'm just respawning on my beautiful Drake Clipper. Alright, I actually had a decent pile of loot in my backpack, so I ran 1 kilometer from the Clipper and gonna get everything out of my backpack. And then we'll run back to the ship. Alright, leaving Hurston. Flying out of that storm. I really do like this ship. I know it is ugly, but it is unique. And the uniqueness makes it beautiful. I think it's a pretty awesome little daily driver. Do small cargo, bunkers, lots of stuff. But I want to head to Nyx now. Time to go to Nyx. We'll fly over here to the Nyx Gateway, which was the Magnus Gateway. One thing that I really like about this ship is it's got a lot of sounds that remind me of my grandpa's old tractor. Old tractor sounds. Love it. Like that. Can you hear it? That's like a old tractor. welcome to Nyx. I want to do a box delivery mission. I haven't done one of those yet since 4.4 went to live, and yep, I think they're under delivery here. Looks like Red Wind offers one, which is picking up a package from a wreck site. Right there, wreck site in the Glacium Ring, and then FTL Courier. Same idea, picking up a package from a wreck site in the Glacium Ring, bringing it back here to the Nyx Castra jump point. Minimal combat. I don't know that this one says anything about combat. I'd actually like to try out some minimal combat, so let's go ahead and accept this one and see what we find. Yeah, let's do this. So, it's out in the Glacium Ring, so it should just give me a quantum marker. There we go. Not too far of a jump. I believe Nyx is actually smaller than Stanton. But let's take a look. This is not my first time to Nyx. I've spent a decent amount of time here during the PTU and a little bit since it went live. But if I zoom out here, you can see we're going to be crossing right by the Nyx star over to this far side of the Glacium Ring for this wreck site. So, not too bad. We're going to be flying right past Levski on the way, it looks like. Alright, see you there. You can see the Glacium Ring coming into view, that somewhat diagonal line. Welcome to the Glacium Ring, which is absolutely huge. And very beautiful. Look at this. I love it out here. Alright, there's the wreck site, and we've got a contact. It looks like one hostile. One so far, a little prospector. Alright, well let's see how the Drake Clipper does in some combat. Looks like I have my shields and weapons all the way up. So, first combat in the Drake Clipper.
Enjoy that at all.
Okay. That's gimbal. There we go. We've got gimbaled weapons. Use them. Definitely harder to keep the nose on than with something like my Gladius.
Hey,
but with 4 size 3s, it does just fine. Prospectors are just a little tanky. Alright, I think that was the only hostile in the area, so I'll head over to the wreck site. Whoa! Wrecked caterpillar. Nice. Okay, looks like the package is in the very front cargo area of the caterpillar. Creep in right close to it. Here we go. Just head down the elevator, I guess. I like that it has the elevator right here on the second floor. Makes for fairly easy exit, and actually I'm going to want to put this on the cargo bay, so I'm going to open up the ramp, and then we'll close the elevator too. Sweet. Let's go get the package. Medical supplies. Alright, so you can see my little cargo grid here. This holds 12 SCU like I said before. We'll go ahead and close the ramp here. And then I want to make sure this locks to the grid. So, nope. There we go. Sweet. And then this ladder takes you up onto the second floor, which is right by the engines. Some components right here, through the medical bay, through the crafting bay, up this ladder, onto the third floor. Like I said, it's like a 3-story apartment with huge engines and wings. Okay, delivering this to the Nyx Castra gateway. Not that Castra's in the game yet, but it will be the Castra gateway from Nyx in the future. Go. Get landed here, and this box, I believe, just goes to the freight elevator.
You are clear to launch.
Sat down a little earlier than I thought. Almost rolled it forward. And refuel. So that's the first refuel since the Magnus gateway. So not bad. And I'm actually going to see this little trapdoor that I'm standing on. If you flip this switch, it lets you drop from the 3rd floor to the 2nd floor. And then you can just drop right down into the cargo bay like this. So a couple of ways to get down to the cargo bay. And then we'll just walk out the ramp. There we go. Yeah. No, I'm really liking this ship. I think it's fantastic. Alright, drop this thing here. And finish this contract. And then I think I want to head to Nyx. Excuse me, Levski. We're already in Nyx. Levski. Sweet. Objective complete. Contract complete. Sweet. Gonna dress down, go into Levski, not in combat armor. There we go. Multi-tool on the hip, Drake t-shirt on. Ready to go shopping.
Thank you. And please visit again.
Okay, so Levski is not very far away at all. Really cool station. Love it. Here we are. There is Delamar. Levski is carved into Delamar here in the Glacium Ring. Absolutely beautiful. Flying into the bottom side of Levski, and we're going to fly through the borehole first. Nice. I love these large hangers carved into the side. Hope is here. Alright, here's my small hangar. Get the clipper landed and stored. There we go. I'm loving this space camper. It's great. Alright, let's go to the Grand Barter and do some shopping. I hear they sell some cool decorations here for ships.
The capsule now approaching station. Stand clear of disembarking passengers.
Here we are, the Grand Barter. This is the coolest shopping location in the whole verse right now. What the? That guy is standing inside a box. Good luck, dude. Do no harm. Alright, this place is so cool. I love the sounds here. Really feel like you're in a big open market shopping mall kind of a place. Alright, gonna buy a kill shot. Definitely need one of those.
Coming right up.
I'm gonna need one of those. Oh, yeah, I'll take one of those. Nice. Ooh, some cool knives. Let's get one of those. And yes, this figurine also. And this mug is amazing. And there's one of the potted plants. I want to buy a lot of plants. This place sells more potted plants. Look at those two. Yep. Gonna need to buy a lot of those. That's probably too many, but... And yes, a Levski shirt. Heck yeah. We'll wear that home. And that's an amazing jacket, so we're going to take that as well. Alright, well I've set up some decorations here inside my new little space home. Oh, that one jiggled. Love it. This is great. Well, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me today in this video. I really like the Drake Clipper. I think it is a phenomenal ship. I'm very, very thankful for it and to have it in my fleet. But thank you for watching. Feel free to like, subscribe, follow along for more, and leave a comment. Let me know what you think about the ship. Time to go back to bed. Let's turn off this light. There we go. All right. Good night, folks.